This is a problem so many of us are feeling at the grocery store. They're either out of eggs, there's a limit on the number of cartons you can buy, or prices are unusually high.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today's hot topic, of course, is this and that, and the fact that we may be being lied to, and there's something that you can do about it, but it takes you to do something. So today we are going to do this. Whoa! Oh my goodness. Oh, there's another one. All right. The good news is...
Bring in the dogs!
Yeah, bring in the dogs. That's actually a treat. And we planned...
You just lost $40.
I planned that, kinda. So those eggs actually were supposed to be little chicks, and it didn't turn out. They did not hatch, so they are now protein for the dogs instead. And we're going to help somebody out today by growing their flock. We're taking these little chicks, we have 15 of them. We are taking them to an auction.
Yep.
So one thing that we love to do is share our knowledge about chickens. Cassie, you're gonna share not only your knowledge, but your birds today?
Gonna do it and bring some profit back to the farm, because usually I'm profitless.
All right, so come along, we'll take you along to the auction with us, but when we get back, we're gonna tell you who might be lying to you and what you can do about it. All right, we made it to Cowboys in Peggs, Oklahoma. We got an auction, check-in up there, and then the chickens are around back, so we'll show you that in a second.
Y'all get your buyer's number. Not loud enough. How's that? 1, 2. Once again, you get your buyer's number at the office, and every hour they're going to give you a card, so keep your card, keep your buyer's card. You're going to get a little ticket. You're going to get a ticket, and every hour we're going to have a drawing 4 o'clock when we get to the vehicles. The hay, the pipe, everything out here sells except for the tractor. Be the first Sunday of every month is the first one, guys, so 9% hatchery, right there. Here you the man here, with the man with the money here, fine. 6 of them. Let's find out. 6 of them. Number 9 to the bill. Put on fire number.
618.
618. 9 bucks. 618. 3.
7 baby chicks.
7 baby chicks mean times your money now. 7 times your money. 7 times money. 10 to the bill. 7 times your money. 10. 10 to the 10 now with the man with the 10 to the 10 now with the man with the 10. 10 to the bill. 7 times.
$5.
5. 6 on the bill. 7 times your money. 6 $5.
Oh, hold on.
Orpington.
Orpington. That's what's in that pin.
Americana.
Okay. Still got 5. Let's
$6.
go.
$5 bill. 6 on the bill. Let's say $10 now with the man with the 6 to the bill. $5. $6. Let's say $10 now with the man with the 6 to the bill. $10 now with the $5. $6 bill. 650. $650. With the man 50. So you wear $6 bill times 7 on buyer. 7 baby. We got 8 on these now. They're same deal, right there. 10 now with the man with the 10 now. 8 times your money. 8 times your money. 5 bill. 5 and a half. 550. 10 now with the man with the 650. 650. Now 7. Now 7. Now 7. Now 7. Let's 50. 750. Now with the man with the 50. 750. Let's 7 bid. Half of the bid 50. 750. 750. $8 bill. $8 bill. 10 now with the man with the 758. 750. That's 25, right there. $24 on fire number 746.
All of them. You can start selling eggs and pay for them tomorrow.
How many birds do you want? Go to this cage right here. How many birds are in there, guys?
We made it back from the auction and everything went pretty good, I thought. Some of the bigger hens sold worth the money. I think people were definitely wanting laying hens, but what did you feel about your birds?
I thought the chicks did really well, especially compared to the roosters we sold the other day. They sold for about the same price. And when you consider we bought them or I hatched them and we fed them and all that, we had a lot more money into them. These chicks, we hatched, put a little feed into them during the day, overnight or whatever, and then sold them. So a lot less money into them for basically the same return.
Yeah, so we sold 15 baby chicks. If we would have sold 18 eggs, maybe got $6 for 18 eggs.
Yeah, the hatching and eating eggs yesterday weren't selling great. The other auction, they were selling a lot better. You have to have people there that want to incubate eggs in order for them to go high. Because most of those people already have chickens. They're not trying to buy just eating eggs. So they didn't sell great yesterday, but the day before they did. It just depends on who's there.
Yeah.
This morning, shoppers are scrambling to find store shelves stocked with eggs.
This is where the eggs normally are in Costco. The only thing that was there was a cart with a couple of boxes.
Rising cases of the bird flu are forcing egg suppliers to cut production, causing shortages nationwide and skyrocketing prices.
So you guys know, everybody's been to the store, everybody's watched the news, everybody knows that everybody's talking about egg prices.
Yeah.
Egg prices have gone up. Some people are blaming an avian flu, but also we know as homesteaders, this time of year, we're just coming out of winter, chickens don't lay as much, do they?
Nope. And now's the time of year that everybody's wanting chickens, and so they want laying hens. They want baby chicks. The weather's getting nicer. This is the time that they're really valuable, and you can even sell them higher because it's a big deal. These auctions in 2-3 months, when it's getting hotter, things won't sell as well.
So what came first, Cassie, the chicken or the egg?
You know, only the Lord knows that.
You guys can leave what you think about it. What came first, tell us. But
I'm pretty sure he created a chicken and it started laying eggs.
I think that's the way it would have to work. Like, you'd have to have something to lay the egg, because who else is going to sit on the egg? They didn't have incubators.
It's just like everything else
And
that
creation.
lays eggs and all that. I mean, obviously, he made a horse and then it started having babies. He made a turtle and then it started doing its thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it is a fun argument to at least talk about. But one thing that's not fun is after you've paid $1.80 or $2 a dozen for eggs for so long, paying $6, $7 a dozen. So we took just a quick look back at some of the history. And I've got a little chart here. This will kind of show you. I'll put it up on the screen. Cassie and I will look at it. These are egg prices over time, all the way back from 1980 until 2025. And you see a few jumps in the middle of these. One really, really big jump not too long ago was in 2020. They blamed it as
2015.
Well, that one was up to $3 average, but in 2022, it went way up to almost $5 a dozen average, and that was whenever they reported a bird flu outbreak. So once people realized that consumers, us, would pay $5 a dozen, $6 a dozen for eggs, there is an incentive. I don't have any kind of factual evidence telling you that anybody has rigged this, but there is greed in the world. We all know that. There is an incentive for people, at least for a short amount of time, because as consumers, you'll probably pay that $6 a dozen because you have to have what?
Eggs?
Eggs. You have to have it. I wanted to make some, what are those? Cassie wasn't crazy about them. I liked them. Ranger liked them. The Starbucks egg bites. If you get them at Starbucks, they're like probably $6 for them there. But I made a whole 3 muffin pans full. Ranger loved them too. But guess who didn't have enough eggs? Because she was in the middle of hatching. So she was taking all the eggs. I went to the grocery store for the first time and bought eggs, a dozen eggs. Not fun, but I paid for it because I really wanted them. Same for you. They know that we're going to pay the price for a short amount of time, but after people get fed up long enough, what are you going to do instead of paying the price?
Going without, or finding them somewhere else, or getting your own?
Getting your own. Getting your own chicken. So maybe they're forcing us into a good problem. So today we wanted to make sure that each and every one of you knew how easy it is, I think it's easy, to get into chickens.
It's the gateway to farming. It's simple. It's easy. You don't need a rooster. Chickens lay eggs without a rooster. You only need a rooster if you want them to be fertile. So that's why a lot of towns, city limits don't allow roosters, because they're loud and annoying, but they allow hens. So you don't need a rooster. Not everyone always knows that.
And if you're just a couple of people, if it was just Cassie and I, we could get by on 2 or 3 chickens.
Yep.
If you have a family of 5, you probably want 5 or 6 chickens. But those same chickens will eat all the scraps off your table. they will take it, and magically popping out of their backside will be these wonderful little protein pellets. God bless you. That we call eggs.
I tried holding it in.
So I think we have a pretty good example of a starter coop, something that we took trash and turned it into a chicken coop.
Yep.
And so we're gonna go out and show you that right now and take a look at some of our backyard chickens. So one of the problems of the bird flu, if it is in existence, is you have thousands of chickens in one giant barn. We used to own some, didn't we, Cass?
Yep.
So before we bought this farm right here, we had an old chicken layer farm. They were rundown chicken houses.
Yeah, we didn't use them as commercial poultry. We used them as hay barns, barns for the goats we had, things like that. But we had the houses on our farm.
And they were probably 400 foot long, and they were probably 80 or 100 foot wide, and they would have held, oh, look at those red, those Jubilees.
How many can we get in one box?
You girls are crazy.
Oh my goodness, they're on top of each other.
There's 4 of them in there. What in the world? All right.
Get out of there.
That's how they all lay their eggs
Go
in one
on.
place.
Well, but they're all wanting to be broody. Go on.
Okay, so the difference maker is, though, whenever you have that many chickens and one does get sick or 2 get sick, it's going to spread like wildfire because there's so many. But if you have your own backyard chickens, this chicken tractor, I'll pull it up in just a minute a little bit, but it can be moved to fresh grass every single day. I just moved it yesterday. You can see the hens have green grass under them. So just them being outside, being able to get fresh air, deal with the elements, the cold weather.
Yeah, and one gets sick, you know, sometimes you can head it off before the rest of them do, but also you're looking at 3, 4, 5 hens as opposed to hundreds or thousands of hens getting sick all at once. But keeping them in this fresh air on fresh grass helps with their immunity, helps to keep them healthy. I prefer them to either free range or free range inside an electric fence like my other chickens, or to be in a chicken tractor so you can move them around and they're not just on dirt all the time. But there's a million ways to do it. I don't think there's any wrong or right way to have it at your farm. But the most important thing is to have your own chickens so that you can have your own eggs.
And a lot of times you'll see a trampoline in the back of your yard get lifted up, especially in Oklahoma winds, and carried somewhere else. Well, that's what happened to ours. And this is basically trash about to go to the junkyard. And I took this with maybe $120 of lumber, and we turned it into a chicken tractor that works great.
Yeah, to move it, you just use this dolly, get you some force behind it and pull it. Not me,
go.
because Gary made it too heavy, but he can do it.
Trade me out. I move it slowly so they don't get their legs.
Yeah, if he goes too fast, they can get their legs stuck. So he just does it real slow, moves it a little at a time. Only about halfway every day, so they got half fresh grass and then half leftovers. But as you can see, he's moving it right along.
One of the other upsides is you have your own beautiful chickens to look at in your backyard.
Yep.
Question, if you could make it just really quick because I'm out of time. Is part of the solution more small farms? Because when avian flu hits and you have these giant industrial farms and these chickens, which I don't think the eggs are as good anyway.
And all of this is how do we, in our backyards, we've got chickens too in our backyard, how do we solve for something like this? And people are sort of looking around thinking, wow, well, maybe I could get a chicken in my backyard. And it's awesome. I agree.
Yeah.
There's the hot topic.
It's actually hot and warm because they've been sitting on it.
So if you can't, so we have had a lot of people tell us, I can't get chickens, my city doesn't allow it. When people get quieted by their city or whatever, you have to get together with your neighbors and say, hey, let's go talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, find out why your city doesn't allow it. Now, if you live in an HOA or something, then that's a little different. But if your entire city doesn't allow it, give them some facts. Show them what other towns and cities are doing. Let them see that, you know, don't let people get roosters if we don't want them crowing all hours of the night. But 2, 3, 4, 5 hens, not the end of the world. So get some facts, get some people together, go talk to them and find out why. Show them how you can get small coops for your backyard. There's things for your backyard that if you had a privacy fence or something, your Neighbors would never even know you had them. You keep them clean. They're small coops close to the ground. Not a big deal. But you just need to get facts. You need to get together and you need to go to your town meetings and voice your concerns.
And if that doesn't work, instead of going to the grocery store and buying eggs that are raised in a big commercial environment where you have no clue how your chickens are being raised, look at these chickens. They're out here, they have plenty of room. This one's over here eating that fresh grass I just moved them to, and they are happy chickens. Well, I hate to tell you this, but I'll throw a picture up right now. If you're buying eggs at a grocery store, this is probably what they're being treated like.
Yeah, so maybe you find a local farmer. There's outskirts of your town. There's people who deliver, that live outside of town and deliver in town all the time. Get on your local Facebook, talk to your ag extension, find a way to find your local farmer who's selling eggs, because somebody out there is, and how you can get in on that.
So we are passionate about eggs and chickens. We have, in that coop, you saw some of ours, but we have over 40 hens, or about 40, it might be a little less than that. That's why we're continuously hatching. But we have about 40 in our back coop. And there are days in the summertime when I'm able to bring 10 or 12 dozen eggs at a time to our local food pantry. And we love to do that. We're going to continue to do that because this is one of the most affordable proteins. Also shelf stable. The ones that we bring, they're going to be good for 30 to 60 days at least. Because they haven't been washed, they don't have to be refrigerated, but this is good protein.
Probably even longer than that.
Yeah, probably longer, but at least. So that's why we want to, woo, I didn't drop it. I did it earlier, didn't I? But that's why we want to make sure
he's banned, that
we use our platform to make sure you guys know how important that we feel eggs are, and having your own, growing your own. We feel the same way about beef. Get out of the local grocery store aisle. Get to a local meat market, someplace. Maybe you can buy an eighth of a cow, or a quarter, or a half. Maybe you can go in with 2 or 3 family members, or maybe you can buy.
Maybe you just buy locally ground beef.
Yeah, just knowing where your food's coming from and knowing how your animals are raised. Because getting away from the corporate side, where all they care about is greed and money, is going to get you way further in life than. Obviously, you're looking at what we look at every day when you see it, and we couldn't be happier with what we have. But that's our message for the day. We really do want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day to go along to the auction with us and check out our chickens.
Hopefully many more auctions to come.
Oh man, it's auction season is really kicking off here in Oklahoma, so we're going to bring you guys along for a lot of that. Hopefully you like it. But we hope you have a great day, and God bless.
We love you guys.